something happened on the 4th of July that simply defies explanation, and the legacy media was forced to admit it.
This year's Macy's 4th of July fireworks show, the biggest in New York City history. In our nation's capital, the Freedom 250 celebration, attempting to break the Guinness World Record for the largest fireworks display ever, launching over 850,000 pyrotechnic devices. Americans overseas celebrating too. Our Maggie Rulli just outside Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany.
These are going off right now all across bases around the world. The military making sure that service members and their family get to celebrate this historic moment.
It's not just the United States. The entire world has never seen anything like it. And America 250 is triggering a massive political earthquake, an earthquake that promises to decimate the Democrats and keep America first, the reigning political ideology for generations to come. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, back in the studio after a wonderful and refreshing week with family in the Hudson Valley. And as always, it's an honor to be back with you. I'm completely recharged. I could not be more fired up to share this with you. My brand new book, CivCosm, is available for pre-order right now. And this is the book that I've been building toward my entire career. Pre-order through July 16th, and you get 3 exclusive bonuses. The link is below. Click on it right now. All right, let's dive right in here. What a 4th of July weekend. The celebrations inside D.C. for America's 250th anniversary were simply unprecedented, and that's not hyperbole. America officially shattered the world record. 850,000 fireworks were launched in a 40-minute show from 10 firing locations, including 8 barges on the Potomac River, the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool, and West Potomac Park. The previous record was 810,000 fireworks set by the Iglesia Ni Cristo Church in the Philippines back on New Year's Day 2016, and their show lasted about an hour. America blew past it in just 40 minutes. President Trump walked to that podium. The energy on the National Mall was electric. Proud veterans in their old military caps, grandmothers holding the hands of tiny children, everyday Americans from every background, shoulder to shoulder under the same flag. And when Trump began to speak, he didn't lecture them. He didn't scold them. He didn't apologize for them. He celebrated them.
This country is the home of freedom. This is the land of liberty. And this is a flag that's the banner of the most extraordinary, most exceptional, most incredible nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And we're doing better now than we've ever done before. No people have done more good, shown more courage, made more progress, righted more injustice, or achieved more greatness than you, the American people. For 250 years, the United States of America has been the hope, the promise, the light, and the glory among all of the nations of the world. All over the world, they try and be like us. Nobody can be like us, and with God's help, we will always be this or even better.
Gang, that's what America First sounds like. Not division, not anger, not grievance or resentment politics. Love. Simply unashamed, unapologetic love for this country. And that love reached right through the noise and landed directly in the hearts of the American people all over the nation. By contrast, the Democrats gave us this.
As we mark 250 years, what do we see? We see a city of contradictions within a nation of contradictions. We see the wealthiest country in the history of the world, one where children go to sleep hungry while the world's first trillionaire hungers for more. We see monopolies that dominate every industry and oligarchs who buy elections. We see masked agents terrorizing our streets, eating food cooked by our undocumented neighbors before spiriting them away in unmarked vans.
I mean, seriously. Talk about a guy who cannot read a room. Literally. I mean, he's sitting at George Washington's desk, and it's actually backwards. It is, forgive my French, it is ass backwards, just like his ideas. Multiple observers noticed that Mamdani was sitting on the visitor's side of the desk, facing the wrong direction, essentially sitting backwards relative to how the desk is meant to be used. It simply could not be more symbolic of his backward ideas. And he presumed to lecture our nation while himself literally sitting on the wrong side of history. And again, that's not just hyperbole. The Columbia professor John McWhorter has long argued that civil rights era rhetoric, a rhetoric that lectures America on its racist sins ad nauseum, has completely lost its persuasive power with the vast majority of Americans. And the constant invocation of racism as an explanatory framework simply doesn't land anymore. This isn't the 1960s or 70s or 80s. In fact, it's worse. That kind of rhetoric only serves to alienate rather than persuade the broader public. So that pathetic excuse for a 4th of July speech by Mamdani, his persistent dwelling on progressive racial grievance politics, is increasingly preaching to a shrinking choir. And we're seeing that shrinkage big time in the voter registration numbers. Millions, literally millions, are leaving the Democrat Party. I've got the stats, and they're threatening to relegate the Democrats to a permanent minority party status for generations to come. Wait until you see this. But first, did you know that U.S. life expectancy peaked at 78 years back in 2014? And global life expectancy is declining for the first time in 30 years because people are aging faster than ever before. And that's largely due to more toxins in the air, chemicals in our soil and food, and other external factors that are new to us. What most people don't know is that we can actually fight aging on a cellular level. Scientists have discovered that kimchi actually slows the aging process of human cells, helping to protect them and delay aging. The power of nature can outweigh the power of pharmaceuticals without the nasty side effects. And now you can get all the benefits of kimchi in a simple capsule with Kimchi One. I take Kimchi One every single day. I absolutely love it. Each capsule delivers over 900 probiotic strains plus antioxidants and enzymes that support your digestion, metabolism, and skin health from the inside out. As we age, we become more susceptible to microbial threats, harmful viruses and bacteria. But the beauty is that Kimchi One is a natural antimicrobial, helping your body fight off harmful bacteria, viruses, and even toxins while boosting immunity and energy. Best of all, Kimchi One is 100% made in America. It's all natural and non-GMO. So do what I do. Support your gut, protect your cells, and feel younger every single day with Kimchi One from Brightcore. Today, you can get an exclusive offer by clicking the link below. Just use code TURLEY for 25% off your entire order, or for an even better deal, give them a call. My friends at Brightcore would love to chat with you. They're going to give you up to 50% off if you call them, and they'll even give you free shipping. How's that? Give them a call right now at 888-597-0233. Remember, if you call them, you get 50% off plus free shipping. That's 888-597-0233. Look at what the National Republican Congressional Committee found when they analyzed 28 of the most competitive House districts in the country. After the 2020 election, Democrats had a 733,000 voter registration advantage over Republicans in those swing districts, in these toss-up districts. Fast forward to today, a year and a half later, they have lost all 733,000 of those voters. And Republicans now actually have a small lead. And this corresponds with NBC News' report that Republicans have reduced the long-standing Democrat registration advantage across the country by over 1 million voters since the 2024 election. So since November 2024, over 1 million voters have switched. They've left the Democrat Party and they've joined up with the GOP. And note, voter registration is not a poll number that bounces around, right? Every couple of weeks. These are real human beings who walked into a government office or went online and they officially declared their allegiance, moved it from one party to another. That is one of the most accurate predictive indicators for how people are going to vote in the subsequent election. And we can see the effects of this already with the midterms. You take every single one of the three key factors for this midterm election: messaging, money, and mapping. Take all three of those factors, the Democrats are in serious trouble. On messaging, what exactly is what are the Democrats running on? Trump bad. Orange man bad. That's not a platform. Grievance politics is convincing less and less people. None of it worked in 2024. Why do you think it's going to work in 2026? They're going back to the woke playbook while claiming they've moved away from it. Meanwhile, Trump is painting them accurately as radical communist socialists. And when you look at the candidates they're nominating around the country, that paint job practically applies itself. So that's the messaging side. On money, the Republican National Committee entered this spring with $109 million cash on hand. The DNC, $15 million. And, to make it worse, there's $17 million in debt. So when you add the full Republican ecosystem, the RNC, the NRCC, the NRSC, the Congressional Leadership Fund, Trump's MAGA Incorporated Super PAC, you put that all together, Republicans have upwards of $1 billion to deploy for the midterms. Republicans could defend every single vulnerable incumbent and flood marginal seats to go on offense. That's going to leave the Democrats constantly on defense, and it's already happening. On mapping, the structural map already gives Republicans a clear path to holding their majority. So you've basically got three congressional projected maps. You got Sabato's crystal ball. They have Republicans sitting right now at 213 safe seats. Cook Political Report has them at 212. And Inside Elections goes back and forth between 215 and 217. You need 218 to win, right? The important point is these are not right-wing cheerleaders. These are mainstream congressional forecasters, and they all three of them have Republicans in the driver's seat. Democrats would need a massive double-digit blue wave tsunami to flip these maps. And right now, they're up maybe 2 or 3 points in the generic ballot. 2 or 3. And the kicker historically, again, if you've been part of the channel for a while, and if not, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. But if you've been with us for a while, you know Democrats always get a polling bump during the summer. Republicans have lives. We have families. We actually have kids, unlike increasingly the Democrats who are in a fertility winter. Republicans go on vacation. They have lives during the summer. They put down politics for a few months. Democrats, they're counting down the seconds to the next protest. So Democrats always poll higher in July and August than they actually perform in November, right? Remember 2024? Remember cackles and beating Trump by almost double digits in some of those polls in August? Yeah. Right now, in July of 2026, right now, Democrats at best are up by a couple of points. There is no summer bump. It's simply not there. And if you understand what that means historically, you understand exactly why every senior Democrat in Washington is in a cold sweat. They always perform worse in November than they're polled in the summer. And if you're only up by 2 or 3. So let's bring this all together, because here's the big picture. What we're watching right now in real time is the consequence of a president who governs with love for his country instead of contempt for his people. We're seeing a rebirth in American patriotism like never before, all as the Democrats have decided to double down and wallow in grievance politics that alienates more than it unites. And as a result, millions have left the Democrat Party, verified by a massive voter registration shift towards the Republicans, particularly in battleground states, with the maps and money and messaging all working inordinately in the GOP's favor. The Democrats were supposed to be riding a massive blue wave going into November, and instead They are desperately trying to cling onto the last vestiges of power they appear to be losing all across the country. The most spectacular Independence Day celebration in the history of the Republic is setting up what may indeed be a historic midterm win for the party of faith, family, and freedom, and a humiliating defeat for a party of socialists, open borders, and backwards desks. Hey, listen, you see what's happening to your faith, your family, your freedom? You shouldn't have to face that alone. Inside the Courageous Patriot Club, you're shoulder to shoulder with people who actually see the world the way you do and refuse to back down. Click the link below, jump into the club, and come stand with us this week.